Hello everyone, we are back again. Welcome to Golf Cart Garage. I am Tim, I work for Golf Cart Garage. Let me check Facebook, make sure everybody is up and running. Yep, everything's good. Looks like we got people in the room already, that's good. Thank you all for coming, thank you for showing up. We are live right now on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to talk about some golf cart stuff today. Kurt, what's going on, Kurt? Thank you for coming. Gene Hansen, you heard it click. I guess I say that a lot too. Mike Irwin, thank you for showing up. Rock Dog, what's up, man? Kevin Fry, hello everyone. It's a very fall-like 58 in Chocolate Town, USA. Lloyd Lou, 65 degrees in California. Yeah, we're getting some good weather. Yeah, I have to admit I was getting tired of that heat, so I'm looking forward to a little bit cooler temperatures, and we're getting them, and it's really nice. Howdy Tim from Pensacola. What's up, Stephen Kuhn? 84 in Athens, Georgia. Catherine O'Brien on Facebook. Freeman says, nice shirt. Thank you. Thank you for helping me pick it out. Thomas Mack. Hey, Thomas. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for showing up, man. This is, if you're watching us right now, this is September the 26th. If you're watching this on September the 26th, you are watching us live. If you're watching at noon Central Time. 12 o'clock noon Central Time. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So let me roll the other social media links so I can get those done. There's the other places you can follow us on. Please follow us on Facebook and YouTube, of course, and like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. But you can follow us on other places. Okay. Rich Eastman, what's up, man? Hello from 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗲, Virginia. How did I do? 84 in Southern Indiana, Mike Irwin. Okay, Mike. That's pretty good. I like that. 84. That's not bad. William Moore on Facebook. What's up, William Moore? Thank you for stopping by, man. I got it, huh, Rich? 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗲. That's cool. All right, we're going to get started with the regular questions. Got some interesting ones on the regular questions today. At least I find them interesting. I don't know if everybody else will. Josh G, hi there. Hot Springs Village. Josh G. Josh, do you know where I'm at? Just curious. Question number 1. The regular questions. Question number 1 is from Zeb M. Steering on my Club Card DS has become difficult over time. Are there any adjustments that I can make without taking it to a shop? Thanks for your reply. Josh G, I'm in the same place you are, bro. As far as the steering on a Club Card DS, this is what I have seen. The spindles on a Club Card DS, they have a grease fitting, a Zerk fitting, or an Alamite, whatever you want to call it, and you're supposed to squirt grease in there, and it greases the kingpin. Well, after a few seasons of not doing that, that grease will dry up, it'll get hard, and the spindle will start getting harder and harder to turn. The only way or the easiest way that I found to fix it is you literally remove the spindle. You got to remove the spindle with the kingpin still in it. You put the bottom of the kingpin in a vise, and you try to work the spindle with your hands while you're spraying some penetrating lubricant in the top, because you got to loosen it up before you can take that spindle off and get the kingpin out. And once you get the kingpin out, you got to scrape all that old dried up grease off of the kingpin, and then you got to clear the hole that the Alamite screws in, or the Zerk fitting screws into. You got to clear it so you can put new grease in there when you get it all back together. I've seen that many times on older DS club cars. It's just neglect from the putting new grease in the spindles. And people don't know where the stiffness in their steering is coming from because they only feel it in the steering wheel. Well, most likely it's coming from the spindle itself. Jeffrey Schmidt, hey Tim, Jeff from the Pocono, Pennsylvania, back again. What's up, Jeffrey? Thank you for showing up, man. Okay, we'll go to number 2 here. Regular scheduled questions on number 2. I would like to purchase the Summit 2 from a 2017 Drive 2 cart and was wondering if I should go with the 1050 industrial charger as opposed to the 650. My plan is to directly wire it and leave the charger on board at all times. How much faster does the 1050 charge than the 650? Well, you know, it's about 30% more powerful. So I mean, it's going to charge about 30% faster. If it's just, but all the charging time and everything, that's going to be variable depending on the condition of your batteries. But just in general, that charger is about 30% more powerful than the 650 model. Easy Mike made it. What's up, Easy Mike? Make sure we're still rolling on Facebook. Yep, we are. We're good. We are rolling. Cameron Rivers. I just spoke with your spokesman on the phone. I'm having an issue like one of your past lives. What does that mean, Cameron? I don't get it. Explain, please. Number 3. We're on number 3 question. What has you or anyone come out with a starter tensioner for club car? Jeffrey, that's a good question. That is actually a good question. Because it is kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to do that, especially by yourself. You know, you have to, like I think I've said it before, I had to come up with some kind of piece of wood where I could pry on it, where I could, with one hand, where I could tighten the bolt with the other hand. So anyway, that's a good question. There should be some type of starter tensioner device that will help do that. DMAX97, I showed your cart, man. Yeah, I showed your cart last week. You weren't in the room. I just told you I didn't want to talk about you behind your back, but I will. Thank you for sending in the photos. Cameron Rivers says, EZGO TXT series cart. Turn key on, solenoid clicks, press pedal, nothing happens. Brand new batteries, new micro switch. Can't figure this thing out. Well, if your solenoid's clicking when you turn the key on, then something's not right, because it's not supposed to click until you touch the accelerator pedal. Turning the key on should do nothing on an EZGO TXT series cart. So either that, let's see, what did you say? You said it's a new micro switch. Okay. You're going to have to check some other stuff too. You're going to have to check the other two, since it's a series cart, you need to check those 2 micro switches on the forward and reverse assembly also. Josh G. I'd like to submit a question. My dad lives in the village and has a 2000 Club Car DS48. Took it to the local shop, Jim and Mails. Was told needed batteries, replaced, still not charging, can't get help. It's a 2000 Club Car DS. Okay, Josh, since it's a 2000 Club Car DS, that car has an onboard computer. Okay, that onboard computer tells that charger what to do. So if it tells that charger to come on, tells that charger to shut off, tells that charger how long to run. So it's very possible that he has an onboard computer issue, because if you can, what you need to do first is eliminate that charger, because his charger is very common. So he needs to find another club car 48 volt and just check his charger. Make sure his charger does come on another cart. And if it does come on another cart, then we go back to his being probably an onboard computer issue. Fish Breath, what's up, man? Tim, I have a 2009. My granddaughter's feet sit right at the forward and reverse switch, and she has knocked it into neutral while driving. What would happen if she knocked it into reverse? I'm trying to think if I've ever done that before, Fish. I don't think I have. I don't think I would have wanted to test that just to see. I don't think that it's going to immediately blow anything up. There's got to be some kind of safety feature for that happening. I mean, kids can find that button. If it wasn't her feet, she'd find it with something else, because they've been watching you. They've been watching you push that button. They've been watching your foot hit that accelerator pedal, turn that key, and if you leave them alone with that golf cart with the key in it, they're going to figure out how to take off in it. As little as 3 years old. So I don't think that it's going to hurt anything if she accidentally hits it in reverse. I think the cart will just come to a stop, because I believe it will sense what's called HPD, which is high pedal disable. I think the high pedal disable will set in, and it won't let you slam it into reverse while you're moving forward. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think. You could mass produce one and sell it for 30 bucks. Oh, the starter helper tensioner, starter belt tensioner. Yes, you're right. Cameron, if we're talking about a series cart, then it should not have a run tow switch. That just means that it's a series wound cart. You got series wound and you have shunt wound. Shunt wound cars have a run tow switch. He checked the charger. Oh, Josh G said he checked the charger and it did work on another cart. Okay, if it worked on another cart, then it's only two possibilities that it could be with new batteries. I mean, I'm assuming that the batteries, you said they were new batteries, so all the batteries are hooked up correctly. Did they remember to hook up, or did you remember ever who did the battery job? Did you remember to hook up the red wire? I've seen that happen before. The red wire that leaves the charging receptacle and goes over to the first battery positive. You got to remember to hook up that red wire. Make sure that fuse is not blown in the little fuse holder. And if all that is good, then it's going to be your onboard computer is the issue. Robert Lattimore, I have a Yamaha G8. What's up, Robert Lattimore? I installed 14-inch wheels without a lift kit. Now I have a camber issue, and I don't believe there is an adjustment on the G8. Well, I have to install a lift to fix the camber issue. There is no camber adjustment on a G8, Robert. Did you ask that question this week at Golf Cart Garage? Because I thought I answered that. I thought one of the operators posted it on one day. It seems like I remember answering that question with one of the operators at Golf Cart Garage. But anyway, yes, there's no camber issue, no camber adjustment on a G8. You may have to install a lift, and you got to understand, not all lifts, be careful if you think you might have a camber issue, because not all lifts have adjustment either for camber. So if you're thinking of putting a lift and you need that, then you might want to make sure that it does. Jeffrey Smith, part number make much of a difference. Part number 11094, club car RPM limiter for make much of a difference. That RPM limiter is an electronic device. It's not designed to make a difference unless you're having trouble with the one that you have. It's what happens a lot of times if the RPM limiter is bad, the car will either not crank or it'll just run sporadically. It will miss, and then you just disconnect the RPM limiter and it'll start running correctly. So that usually when they're bad, they just cause the car to run erratic. So if you're not having any trouble with yours, that RPM limiter is not going to do anything. Cameron says he does not have the tow run switch. Microchip seems to be working fine. Well, something is causing your solenoid to click when you turn the key on. Let me tell you this. On your car, there's three things involved in the solenoid activation circuit. That micro switch under the floor mat, the solenoid itself and the wiring coming from one of your micro switches. So there's some wires coming from a micro. Is there any way that somebody put a wire in the wrong place just recently or something? Because on a series card, I would be looking at that micro switch under the floor mat right off the bat. It was me that asked earlier. I was just adding to the question about the lift portion. Thanks again for your help. Oh, no problem, Robert. Yeah, see, a lot of times if you get a lift kit that doesn't have camber or caster adjustment, you're stuck with whatever happens. You know, if your shocks are worn, or if you got something bent, or if the lift kit wasn't, the tolerances on the lift kit weren't just right, you could end up with camber issue, especially if you put taller tires. It's more exaggerated when you get larger tires. If there's a slight issue to begin with and you put taller tires, it looks more exaggerated, is what I'm saying. So yeah, you have to be careful about that. Let me check over here on Facebook. Oh yeah, I'm missing some people over here. Robert 𝗟𝗃𝗲 on Facebook. What's going on, Robert? My 2000 Club Car DS had top speed of 7 miles an hour for months. Drove me crazy. One guy deep in the Reddit threads said it's the half-speed micro switch and just bypass it. Turns out it was the half-speed micro switch. I bypassed it and now I'm back to full speed. Should it bother, replace it, or leave it bypassed? Well, the half-speed, what is it? Half-speed micro switch. That should only be in reverse. That should only be in reverse. So it makes me think that you got something wired backwards, but that's all right. I'd leave it like it is. If you're satisfied with it now, I don't think that's going to hurt anything. I'd leave it just like it is. Yeah, I would be curious to know, is your car the exact same speed now, or is it just as fast in reverse as it is forward, or both of those the same speed, is what my question would be there. Jimmy Stokely, East Tennessee, sunny and 82. What's up, Jimmy? Thank you for stopping by. Easy Mike says, just because a part is new doesn't mean it is good. That is correct. Just that I would be checking that micro switch under the floor mat. I think that's what you're talking about. Cameron says he did check it under the floor mat, replaced it just to be safe, and still didn't fix the issue. So I bypassed it by connecting the red and green wire together. Still click. Well, that's why it clicks, Cameron, because you bypassed it. You've got the wires hooked together. So yeah, it's going to click now every time you turn the key on. That's normal if that's what you had done, if I'm understanding you correctly there. Keith, hey Tim, Chris and Keith from Nashville checking in. 90 degrees today. What's up, Keith and Chris from Nashville? Jeffrey says he made his first EZGO lift kit back in the 80s. Was it like one of those block lifts that it's just basically metal blocks that put on top of the front axle and the rear axle? I've seen, I mean, they sell a lift kit like that. It would be easy to make, yeah. Greg Elliott, what's going on, man? Hey, all. Hope to send you Let's See pics before Thursday in reassembly. Right now, see y'all then. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I need some. I'm not getting as many pics as I thought I would when I started requesting that. So yeah, I would like some Let's See pics. I have one today, but it's from us at Golf Cart Garage. It's another car that Dave had done a makeover on that I don't know if everybody has seen or not. But yeah, that's what I have today. I think I was on number 3, wasn't I? Yeah, this is from Brian. I purchased a new set of Trojan batteries 2.5 years ago and are lucky to get around 18 holes before the cart voltage drops down below 36 and stops. I have noticed 2 of the batteries, which were down to 6.2 volts after the round, Now another battery is dropping down to 6.2 volts after 18 holes. The cart normally takes 3 to 4 hours after completing the 18 holes to complete the charging cycle, but I've noticed lately when I give it a short charge, the charge takes up to 3 hours, even when I haven't played a game, or it's the last charge. Is the charging of the cart controlled by the OBC, and the charger is only doing what the OBC commands? Is this a problem with the batteries, charger, or OBC? Okay, Brian, if we're talking about a 48 volt cart and you got 2 batteries, drops below 36 volts, and you got 2 batteries that are down to 6.2, you definitely have an issue. You definitely have an issue somewhere. It's either with your battery or with your charger. Your batteries are with your charger. So you're gonna need to spend some time with your golf cart while it's on charge with a voltmeter, because we're gonna need to check those that battery pack and make sure that it's getting all the way up to 60 volts before that charger shuts off, or more, 60 or more actually, before it shuts off. Because there's no way that you should be running out on at 18 holes with a good set of batteries, unless they're just not getting charged. Josh G, rather than replacing the OBC, perhaps silly, what do you recommend to do the bypass? Josh, you do have a couple of options. You can replace the OBC and it'll be just back like it was, or you can get a charger like the 𝗪𝘂𝗁𝗍𝗔 2 that connects straight to your batteries. It doesn't go through the OBC. It connects straight to your batteries, connects to your first battery positive and last battery negative. And then that way you're not using the OBC anymore, because it's charging right at the battery terminals. If you charge through the hole, it goes to the receptacle. If you charge through the receptacle with the plug, it's going to go through the OBC. So with the 𝗪𝘂𝗁𝗍𝗔 2, you got 2 choices. You can either wire it directly to the batteries and leave the 𝗪𝘂𝗁𝗍 on your cart and carry it around with you all the time and just plug an extension cord in, to charge it. Or you can get the 𝗪𝘂𝗁𝗍𝗔 2 with the plug, the correct plug, the club car plug, and plug it through the hole like you normally have, but you have to buy the electronic bypass kit for the OBC before that's going to work for you. I hope I was clear on that. John, what's up, John? 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗀? I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that one off. Finally caught the show live. Thanks for all your info you provide. Well, thank you, John. Thank you for showing up, and I appreciate you saying that. Charles Berardi, hi there. Remember me from a couple of months ago. Reason went slow, armature and motor was corroded. Removed motor and cleaned and ran perfectly. Changed micro switch under pedal, resistors, and batteries. I think I do remember. Did you send me a video, Charles? Jeffrey, blocks in the front cut a coil spring in half. Oh, okay, and TIG'd 1/2 inch to each of the existing rear springs plus shock extensions. Yeah, okay, that's how you made your lift. I see, I understand. All above, no help. Motor armature and case was issue all along. Sent you pics back then. It was from my 48 volt Yamaha. Yeah, I think I remember something about that, Charles. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for stopping by. That is good to know. Josh G, you are a genius. Well, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. And don't we live in a beautiful place, Josh, by the way? Okay, number 4. Number 4 is from D. Holmes. I installed a voltmeter on my 48 volt club car. When it's fully charged, it showed 56 volts. And as I drove a few city blocks, it would drop back to 52 volts, then 53. But what I don't understand is when you slow down for a stop sign, it goes back to 55, 54 volts. Does that mean the electric motor is charging the system? I own a couple of Lexus RX 450 hybrid vehicles, and they operate that way. Thank you for your information. That is exactly right, D. Holmes. That is exactly what is happening. The electric motor is charging the system. That is what is called regenerative braking. That is a symptom of regenerative braking. When you slow down, when you have to slow down, or you go down a hill, either one, and you start taking your foot off the accelerator pedal, it starts putting regenerative power back into your battery pack, just like your Lexus does. You know, that's how you get a little bit more range. You know, that's how we constantly getting more and more range, because they're tweaking all these systems. Okay. With that micro switch, instead of ripping everything up, can he run a continuity test? Yes, run a continuity test on the micro switch. It should just be an on-off continuity test. And yes, unplug it first. Yeah, unplug the wires off of it and do a continuity test on the micro switch. Manny Potts, what's up, Manny? Check over here. $14 forward. 14 sounds normal. That sounds like a normal speed. But I'd leave it alone, Robert, if I was you. If everything's working fine, I'd let it go. Number 5 is where we're at. How do I disconnect the reverse buzzer on an EZGO golf cart? We actually have videos at Golf Cart Garage. There's a video of Dave that works for Golf Cart Garage where he shows how to disconnect the reverse buzzer on an EZGO TXT. Now, an EZGO RXV may be a little bit different. That one, they made it kind of hard to get to. I just talked to a customer the other day that didn't want to disconnect it, but he wanted to just quieten it down. And by the way, that's what I recommend. I don't really recommend disconnecting it. I recommend sticking an earplug in it or putting a piece of tape over it and quieten it down a little bit if it's annoying. If it's loud enough to be annoying, well, it's actually supposed to be annoying. It's supposed to get your attention so you know you're in reverse. If you completely disconnect it, you do not know when you're in reverse. And you could back into your sheetrock wall, or you could back into your Lexus, or something. You're going to mess something up. So I always recommend just making it a little quieter. But depending on which one you have, RXV is his year RXV. It was under the seat, behind the forward and reverse assembly, kind of in between some metal. Then they made it really hard to get to. On a TXT, it's behind the dash, behind the key. So it's a little easier to get to. But like I said, there's a video on Golf Cart Garage, and you can watch that video and see if that's the cart you have, or if you have an RXV. Yeah, just run a continuity test on that switch. Yep, Jeffrey. John says, I have an all-stock 2005 TXT. I plan to get lithium batteries in the spring, but right now I need to replace my speed control. What do you recommend going with? On a 2005 TXT, that's what I have, by the way, John. And I have an Alltrax 500 amp controller in a lifted 2005 TXT. Hadn't had a single issue with it. I do not have anything that has a 𝗫𝗏𝑖tas controller in it, but I talk to customers almost on a daily basis that have 𝗫𝗏𝑖tas controllers in their PDS cars or their 2005 TXTs and series and shunt wound cars, and they give it rave reviews too. So either an Alltrax, a big Alltrax, or there's a 440 amp and there's a 600 amp 𝗫𝗏𝑖tas. That's what I would recommend. Well, that's what I wasn't even reading that when I was talking about that, but you're asking the questions I was going at. 440 or the 600. I say get as big a one as you can afford, because I've talked about this before. There's a misconception in the golf cart user world that if you put a 600 amp controller in your golf cart, that you're going to mess something up because it's going to put 600 amps to your motor. That is not true. Your motor is only going to pull whatever it needs. Now, you do have 600 amps available. You've got that available if your motors could even use it, but that stock motor is probably never even going to get close to pulling that 600 amps. But you're ready for future upgrades. If you get that 600 amp, you're ready for lift kits, you're ready for taller tires, you're ready for anything. You're ready for, some other modifications in the future. So if you think 440 is going to be fine, I mean 440 is bigger than the stock one. That's big, that's more amps available than your stock one has. So 440 might be fine. But if you plan on putting big tall tires and lift kits and stuff, you should go with the bigger one. Charles Berardi says, word of advice on my end, don't leave your cart sitting for a couple of years like I did. Armature in the motor does corrode with elements outside. Well, that's good advice. John asks, are all 𝗪𝗔s 36 and 48? Yes, they are. And so are all tracks, 36 and 48. Charles says, love your channel. Full of very helpful knowledge and input from others. Thank you, sir. That's what I wanted to create with this channel. I didn't want it just to be me. I wanted to get people with different experiences. I mean, I have a lot of experience because I ran a golf cart shop by myself for a number of years. But I probably haven't seen everything, and some of these other people in the room now that have experience in other areas, they can help on things that I haven't seen. So that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be an interactive pool of people that have knowledge on all different brands and different things, because there's so many golf cart brands out there now. I mean, when I was doing it, I really only concentrated on EZGO, Club Car, and Yamaha. That was it. But now there's 50 different brands, John says, thank you again. Thank you, John. I did get your thank you on Monday for my suggestions. Another thing I really recommend during winterizing, jack the cart up and take the weight off the suspension. That's a good idea. If you have a very long, that's a good idea, Jeffrey. If you have a really, see, I don't think about that because I'm in the South. But people that live up further north, they have a very short season. So in other words, their golf cart is probably sitting there for long periods of time. And that could cause, you got all that weight on the suspension of the golf cart. I never even thought of that. So that's a good suggestion. If because some people, their golf cart is idle for 6 months or more out of the year, depending on where they live. Number 6 is where we're at on the regular questions. My gas club car DS 2002 has a slight lean to the driver's side. I replaced the standard leaf springs with heavy-duty springs to fix the issue. Even with leaf spring replacement, the driver's side is about 1/4 to 1/2 inch lower than the passenger side. Anything else I can do to level? Well, club car has the springs in the rear, so you replace those. So if it's still leaning, club car has one spring in the front, that goes the other direction. The front spring is perpendicular to the rear springs, so that's the only other place that could be worn. Shocks, it's not going to be shocks. It's going to be that front spring that's causing it still to lean a little bit. Yeah, that's true, Easy Mike. I almost said that a while ago when he was talking about taking the weight off your suspension. Well, why not, jack the back up and the front up and take the weight off of the tires so they don't develop a flat spot. That's good. That's a good suggestion. Jeffrey, I will shut up. It's your show. You don't have to shut up, man. That's what we're here for. We're here for the interaction. And you've had some good ideas there. You've pointed out some things that I don't think I've even ever recommended before. But like I said, I'm in the South, so I don't have a winterization problem because my cart never gets winterized. It's always used. So I don't think about things like that. So that's a good suggestion. Number 7. is where we're at. From Bobby, 96 EZGO. Can I use the green spring you sell for the 13 horsepower with my drive clutch? $295, stock $295. Questionable info I found on the forums. I took mine apart for inspection and the spring seems extremely weak, yet it seems to function okay. I went and looked at our site to see what you were talking about. The part number CP-0101 is for the driven clutch. That's for the rear clutch, the one that's on the transaxle. And the green one, the only thing that I saw that was green, it was for a Yamaha. So, but if yours is functioning okay, I wouldn't mess with it, because I tell you what, clutch tuning is it's a fine art. It's a fine art. When you start messing with those springs and the clutches, you better be ready to learn a lot of stuff, because if it, like I said, it's one of those things, if it's not broken, you might not ought to try to fix it. Number 8. I just installed Trojan T875s. We live in a small lake community. Round trip to the dock and around the neighborhood is about 1 mile. The road is very hilly, up and down. After how many trips do you recommend I charge the batteries? And I believe the batteries should be charged when they are about 50% power left. Is that correct? And is there an easy way to measure the remaining power? All right, now this is what I recommend for that question. I recommend just forget all that. Just forget all that. Don't even worry about that. You're just overthinking it. The easiest way to think about it is this. Golf cart lead acid batteries like to be fully charged. They would rather be fully charged than any other state. They don't want to be 50% charged. They want to be fully charged. So when you get through with your golf cart for the day, plug it in, because the charger's a smart charger. It's going to shut off. It's not going to overcharge the cart, and it's going to shut off when they get fully charged. Then you'll be ready to go the next day. Don't overthink it. You're not going to hurt it. You're not going to hurt it by charging it too much. Okay. Front and back jack up for more than 3 months. Belts come off. Remove the dry belt so it doesn't lose any mile per hour. Well, Jeffrey, you really go overboard when you winterize, don't you? That's see, that's some things I would never have to do, or people in the South never even think of. But it's all good suggestions, yes. Number 9. This is from Chris. I have an EZGO RXV and I've replaced the ignition 2 times. Problem is I have to turn the key on and off a couple of times to get it to have power to forward and reverse. Okay, well, if you're talking about the key switch ignition, if you replace that and all you do is wiggle that back and forth, I'd want to know where you're getting those switches from. And I'd be curious if they were from Amazon or eBay and they were real inexpensive, because I would be leery of that. Jeffrey says, clutching is a big deal with snowmobiling when you're putting out 110 horsepower. Yes, it is. That's why I say it's a fine art to clutch tuning. Bruce, sorry I'm late, but made it. Well, thank you, Bruce. Thank you for showing up. I'm checking on Facebook just to make sure. Excuse me. Number 10 from Richard. my electric golf cart is surging when I'm trying to drive slow, or if I'm going faster. All the way down to the floor, it's good. Just trying to putt along, it's giving me a surge. What could be causing this? It's going to be whatever type potentiometer that your golf cart has. Or did you say it's electric? Let me see. My electric golf cart. Okay, from Richard. Yeah. Okay, your whatever make and model your car is, it's going to have a certain potentiometer. If it's a Yamaha, it's going to have a throttle position sensor. If it's a EZGO, it could have an ITS. If it's a club car, it's going to have a V-Glide or an M-Core. Just whichever one you have is going to be the culprit that's causing it to surge. And a lot of times I've seen that where as long as you go wide open, everything's fine. But if you try to go somewhere in between, it goes up and down. So it's going to be whichever one you have. Jeffrey says, Bruce, sorry I'm late, but yep, I got you, Bruce. Thank you for coming by. 31st year for putting on winterization-free programs. Big Mike, I'm late. Work is stupid. Yes, work is. But I don't know. I don't want to say work is stupid for me because I'm at work right now. I mean, so I don't think my work is stupid. So I actually like my job. But I have had stupid work before too, though. All right, the title of this episode was Cart Surges When It's Going Slow, so that's where that came from, was that last question. There's the social media links. TikTok and Instagram. Here's the contact information if you'd like to make any suggestions to myself or to Golf Cart Garage about products that we should buy or that we should sell or anything. Send to this. There's the phone number for Golf Cart Garage. There's an email that you can send to. Any ideas that we're always trying to do improvements. We're not going to just be, sit around and do the same old thing. We're going to change things up and try to improve on everything. So please send something there if you would like. If you would like to buy something from Golf Cart Garage, here is a coupon code for you. You can get 5% off anything that you order at golfcartgarage.com if you use coupon code TIM14. This particular code expires on October the 6th, 2023. That's 5% off anything you order at golfcartgarage.com if you use TIM14 at checkout. All right, cool. I ran that. Rock Dog says, I agree with Mike. I can't wait to tell them to shove it. Big Mike, you need a partner. The steel mill is a drag of a place. It does, working in a steel mill. I don't know. I don't know if I'd like that either, Mike. Oh, did you see I showed your picture last time, Mike? It's still on here, I believe, of me on the big screen. Look, I showed that one last time, Mike. I don't know if you were in the room, if you saw it. I showed that where you got me on the big screen in your garage. That's not the photo for today. That was from the other day. If you would like to buy a Golf Cart Garage hat, no, I don't need a partner. I don't think so. I'm all right. Easy Mike retired. He didn't tell him to shove it. I will email you down a couple of my winterization recommendation lists. That'd be a good idea, Jeffrey. Do that. I'll mention them because sometimes I forget that I'm not only talking to people in you know, a certain longitude or latitude. I'm talking to people, you know, way north of me that have a whole different set of problems than I do. So I'm glad you pointed that out. All right, if you'd like to purchase a Golf Cart Garage hat, dang, bam, there they are. There's some hot links in the description that'll take you straight to them. It'll take you straight to whatever color you want. You're welcome to purchase one at any time you would like. And you can use a coupon code too. As far as I know, no one's told me that you can't use a coupon code on the hats. So I don't see why you couldn't. Now, we do give hats away here on the channel occasionally. I usually let you know in advance when we're going to do it. That way you can be sure and show up on the episode where we're going to give one away. We do have one coming up. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it's going to be pretty soon. We're going to be giving away another bag of swag. Rock Dogs, my plan as soon as I can. Big Mike, 52 for me and only 20 more years. You're not going to retire till you're 72, Mike? Rusty Brinkley on Facebook says, missed today's show, hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, Rusty. Thank you for stopping by. Rock Dog's looking for 5 more years. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you, Mike. Now you got 20 more years of work. You're going to retire at 52. Well, look, that's not bad either. If you can retire at 52. A friend of mine did that. He was a firefighter, and he did that. I think he retired at 51, and he's back up to, at this point, he's like full salary retirement, which was a good deal. Email you, they're at the printers. 100K in moving expenses and 200K a year salary. I will handle your gas cards. By the end of the week, I will email you. They are at the printers. All right, cool. I got you, Jeffrey. Okay, we did the hat graphic. We did the, well, guess what it's time for? It's time for, before we get out of here, we're going to do a Let's See segment. Let's see some carts. Today's cart is from our own Dave here at Golf Cart Garage. This is one that he did a while back. This was an EZGO TXT, and we just duded it out with parts that we sell here at Golf Cart Garage. You ready? Bam! This was season 2, makeover season 2 by Dave at Golf Cart Garage. It started out as a 2006 EZGO TXT. We sell Mad-Jack's parts. We sell Mad-Jack's lift kits. We sell Mad-Jack's little steps, Mad-Jack's Storm body kit. This cart, you know, has pretty much everything that everybody's wanting, and it's mostly Mad-Jack stuff on there. Probably a Mad-Jack's 4-passenger kit. I don't see that. Okay, Big Mike's full-time at the steel mill, but he is a fireman also. That's cool. You guys looking to retire at 55, better think twice. I'm 72 and I retired at 65 and wish I'd worked longer. That's from Kurt. Yep, that's a Storm body kit. Yep, pretty good looking car for sure. So you can get a raggedy EZGO TXT and turn it into that if you're ready for the project. It does need a heater out there. Dave is real into taking cool photos too, so he's got some good camera stuff that he uses to take some of these photos. That's another reason why it looks so cool. Mike Irwin says he agrees with Kurt on the, wish he would have worked longer. Yep, that's a pretty cool cart. Anyway, that is going to be about it for us today, guys. I want to thank everybody again for showing up. Had some good suggestions today. Jeffrey got some good suggestions in on the winterization stuff. That's always welcome, because like I said, I can't think of everything. Let me check Facebook over here, make sure everything's good. Looks like we're good on Facebook. We're rolling. Everything is rolling good. Kevin Fry says, smash the like button on the way out. Yeah, do that. Smash the like button on the way out, guys. I'd appreciate it. But thank you, Kevin, for saying that. Okay, today was Tuesday, September 26th. I will see everybody. On Thursday, not tomorrow, but the next day. All right, guys. The garage is now closed. See y'all later.